Hi guys, Keith Arkenberg Farms. It is mid-February and last night was just brutal. We had south winds just whipping through here all night. We've got everything reset for today. It's going to start coming in from the north and it's going to start snowing, but still early in the season. And we have one question that is asked more than anything else in any Facebook forums or anywhere else, is the most important one. What kind of bags do you use to sell your produce in? So take you in here in the pack shed and I'll show you what we use for the farm. So here in the pack house, we do everything at our single packing table. Got standstill top here. We've got tote holders, which your tote drops in here. Also in here, so you can get your product out, weigh it, bag it into tote, just like I described last week. But underneath, we actually have a cart here that has all of our packing supplies. So we got our different size bags, which I'll show you here in a second. We also have labeling gun, which is just a like a standard price labeling gun. It just shoots out. I don't know if you can see it. Labels like that. Twist ties, rubber bands, produce bags, other stuff underneath. And then we've got down here, we got spring scale, which is for bringing stuff in. And then we've got a digital scale down here, which, at least in our state to sell off of, we have to have this certified every year. So that's what the sticker is on the side there. So I'll get out some different bags, show you different types we use, where we get them from, and hopefully solve a lot of these questions that literally everybody asks. I still ask them. I'm still looking for certain bags. I just can't find the right sizes. So we'll show you that in just a second. So here is our master pack list. This right here is invaluable. This hangs on the walk-in and has everything we use, sizes and the weight that goes in it, additional little notes about it. And that way if anybody has questions, they can just look there and it's right there in front of them. So here is all the packaging material we use for our products here on the farm. I've also got examples of it and the equipment that we use as well. So we'll start over here at the beginning, which is our regular bag selection. We get all of these through Uline, which you have to. That's the only place you can find these. We've actually found this out. Adam started doing this one day. If you take a label and stick it on the bag, label it, and then cut a hole in it right there, it makes it easier to identify the bags because the little tags fall out of them, and easier to pull out the bag itself. So these are all 1 mil gusseted bags from Uline, the only place I've been able to find them. So for our small stuff, we use 4x2x10. That produces a nice bag for something like microgreens. We also use a label or a bag sealer on top, label printer for our labels, which I'll show you. And then, well, I didn't put a date code on that one. Next is the 5x2x12, and those are a little bit larger bags. They look like that. They produce a nice 3 to 5 ounce bag of your product. So again, bag sealer, label, and then date code. Now for our large stuff, like our large bags of lettuce, kale is another one that we use constantly. Same thing. This one is a 5x4x21. These are the large bags. A lot easier to fit your hands in, actually. And these are actually doubled over inside of the bag. And they are, like I said, large bags. Now, all of these bags come in individual boxes as well. It's a lot easier just to cut the top out and label the end. That way, wherever they're stacked at, you can see what you have. But this is the way they come. Like I said, they come from Uline. I'm not endorsing them, but this is the only place we can find the darn things, because their shipping is actually extremely, extremely high for what you get. So then we move on to potatoes. And for these, we're actually just using net produce bags. You can find these on Uline as well, or you can find these Amazon there, places online. We just tie a knot in them. Potatoes, that's really about all we use them for is potatoes. Then we come down to the end here. We've got our bag taper, which this thing is just awesome. I'll show you real quick how it works. So if you do not have a bag taper, I highly suggest you get one. Great for sealing bags. You basically twist the top of your bag, pull it through, taped. It also has a spot to cut off the excess if you want a nice prettier bag, but it's just so quick and so easy. So the next thing we have is a Torrey scale, Torrey. We have one of these because they're cheap. I mean, they're not the best scale in the world, but they are NTEP certified, so you can get them certified by a scale company, or we actually had this done by the state because they occasionally do it for farmers markets. Our state, we are required to sell off of a scale that is certified. Great scale. It goes up to, I don't even remember what it goes up to. Quite a bit. I think it's a 20 pounder, but it's got an internal battery in it. Battery lasts literally forever. I think we plug this thing in like 3 times a year, and it is used almost every single day on the farm. Next thing, rubber bands. Everybody's always curious about rubber bands. Well, these are 3.5 inch by 1/8, which makes that a number 33. Works perfect for bunching greens. It's a nice thin band. We use red because that's our farm color. 2 loops usually work great. You can do 3 if you want, but they're too big for just a single. But they also, the great part is you can have a bunch of them on your hand like this out in the field, and they stay nice and they don't fall off. That way you have it, have your bunch in your hand, just pull the band out real quick and easy. The next thing we have is our label maker. Well, not our label maker. It's basically, it's a price code maker. It makes little price codes. It's going to grab me. There we are. That's actually lot numbers. So we've got plot, bed, and then day of the year, consecutive 1 to 365. That's how we lot code everything. Also have our green painter's tape because it's real easy to see, real easy to get off the totes. And this little guy, which is awesome, tadpole tape cutter, best thing in the world. It just straps on the thing, and then when you pull it out, it just clips it off. I mean, super simple, no more torn tape. It even holds it up for you. This thing is awesome. Relatively cheap too. I think I found that at the hardware store. So the next thing we have are our bulk bags, which nothing fancy. They're basically like something you'd use almost in an office, like a little waste paper receptacle. These are food safe. I cannot remember what size they are. They sell all kinds of these. Nothing really special. They don't fit in the totes. They're originally supposed to go in our coolers. They didn't fit the coolers. They're just for bulk supplies that we get occasionally. The majority of stuff we store is stored in totes, so we really don't have to worry about it. The next one that's very vital, especially if we're at the farmer's market, is just your standard produce bags, like you get at the grocery store. I mean, there's nothing special about these. These are, well, they look to be about 18 inches, and it's just a standard bag. I know at the grocery store they have the long ones, but I'm assuming those are just long. You can find these online anywhere. You can also order them through Uline. Basically, Uline sells all of these supplies, but you can also find some of them in other places. The real difficult ones are the gusseted bags. They're 1 mil unvented gusseted bags. I forgot to mention the unvented part. We do use unvented specifically because out at the farmer's market, things get hot and lose moisture. Biggest problem is they get a little fogged over, but I found if you just bounce the bag around a little bit, knocks the condensation off at the market, and they look really good. Really slick label. Show you the labels here. So I'm over here in the office. What we have here is a Rollo label printer. Super great. super fast, super efficient. I made a video on this once. Look up Rollo thermal printer. Prints these things quicker and quick. I mean, it's just awesome how quick it prints. For our bags, we use 3x4 thermal labels. It's a thermal printer. And then for, pick tickets and that kind of stuff, also for packing our bags and deliveries and CSAs and things like that, we use a 4x6. The 4x6s are great on the thermal labels because they have a backing. It costs pennies to print. But the problem is, once they go into the walk-in, they actually curl up, I don't know, into a circle. So I got some cheap note cards, no lines on them. I just stick the sticker on there, clip it to the bag, and this keeps it flat, keeps it straight. Looks really, really good and really professional that way, because I always throw them in the bags when we deliver, and that way they have a receipt of what was actually ordered, and hopefully it matches what's in the bag. So I try to double check, but it happens sometimes. Now, for farmers market and deliveries, we have another set of bags, which is just awesome. More things to keep track of, but they really help. Start out with just the plain old everyday t-shirt bags, just like you get at the grocery store. Dime a dozen, you can find those anywhere. They got the thank you bags. They also have the green ones that are supposedly biodegradable and compostable, which I really don't think they are. They cost more. They're green. They do look a little bit better when you give them to people. But honestly, in my area, I don't think people really care all that much, as bad as to say. But then we move over to, we take paper bags with us as well. Just standard paper sack, emblazed with our logo, which we actually have a big giant stamp that we use for that specific purpose. So these are all hand stamped, big giant stamp pad. Makes a really beautiful bag, especially if you're delivering. That's what we use a lot of these for, is delivery. Well, we used to use them a lot for delivery. And that way when you're standing at the front door, it's got the logo on it, so they know who you are, not just some random guy standing there with a mask on holding a brown paper bag at their doorstep. So, but now we've actually switched over to insulated totes. These things here are awesome. Picked up, what did we pick up? 200 of these roughly. They are really finicky to find. The ones with the square top, a lot of them are the collapsible kind, where it like collapses up at the top and there's a single zipper. Kind of like the delivery service bags that they have, the DoorDashes and the Grubhubs and the things like that. That's the kind of bags that they give the people. But I mean, the inside of these, it's got nice thermal layer. We are lucky because these bags themselves were only like $2.60 delivered, which is just awesome. The problem is, all the printer shops I talked to put our little logo on here, which is actually a condensed, easier logo than our actual logo, wanted $5 a bag to print those. So that'd be $1,000 to get these with our nice little logos on them. We do request that we trade these bags off. We charge a delivery fee for delivering. So the bag, if we do lose them, which I kind of figure we will, is kind of accounted into that. But so far, I haven't had any problems. They're traded back and forth. So basically, if I would have got these printed, I would have had this logo on here. But since we're doing it myself, and my wife has a Cricut to cut these, we made it easier, because that way you only have to take out that much and not all of that stuff, because that's a lot more. Then t-shirt press, I think she said she was doing it at 250, because you can melt these because they're polypropylene. At 250 for, I think she said 15 seconds was sealing these on here. I actually used a end cap off PVC pipe to elevate this part so it only makes contact with here, so it doesn't melt it. It does kind of squish in the insulation some, but those are the coolest thing. We're using them for CSAs now because these bags inside of the walk-in there melt. I mean, they just get soft, and as soon as you pick it up, the bottom comes out. Great thing about these, stick your thermal label on the back, you know exactly what's on here. Bad thing about these is you clip your thermal label on the side of it, then it curls up. That's why we use the note cards. And I also forgot to mention, these bags actually fit inside of these bags. So if you're worried about getting these dirty and reusing them, don't have to worry about that. Pretty much everything we sell is inside of a bag already, so I haven't really worried about it. But that's specifically what this size is. You got to crunch down the top a little bit, but it's fine. So basically, bags, bags, and more bags. So it's a lot. There's still some I would like to find. I would love to be able to find a bag that fits inside of this tote perfectly, or a standard produce box perfectly. I've not found those, or even inside of a 5-gallon bucket perfectly. Haven't found those either. So if you happen to have those, go down in the comments, let me know, because I would love to have those on the farm as well. Pretty much, I hope that should answer everybody's question on the whole bag question. Also does a little bit for sizes as well, because that cheat sheet I showed you earlier had the bag sizes and the weight on there. So in a nutshell, that's bags for you. So hope you all like what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all. Have a good day. Oh, and I forgot, if you're going to be down in the Belton, Texas area between Dallas and Austin this weekend, Mother Earth News Fair is down there Saturday and Sunday. I will be speaking Saturday afternoon at 5:30. Yes, on how to make YouTube videos for your farm. I'll also be speaking Sunday afternoon at, I believe, 3:30 on DIY farm tools and all the stuff that I've done here on the farm. So hope to see y'all out there. Also, head over to the website, go on the bottom, Dealer's Tool Training. Just like always, I got a bunch of free spreadsheets down there. There's also some you can buy, get a little bit more complex. Bunch of useful stuff there. So thank y'all. Have a good day.